Hey everybody, I just wanted to jump into Fantasy Grounds because I've been digging into what this extension can do and kind of really putting some of the the powers that it gives into practice, and I wanted to show you what that looks like. So let's jump right in, and I will show you some of the things that you can do with this. So this is my main city generator from Content Generator 2020. I have just basically messed with it a little bit to try and put some of these powers to use. So I'm using cross-template referencing. So my squiggly or curly brace followed by colon, followed by what table I want to roll on, followed by another colon, and then where I'm going to store it. So I'm storing it in main city name and main city nickname. And then when we scroll down here, I'm using a bunch of cross-template referencing to generate the neighboring kingdoms. So I'm storing it in nearby city 1, nearby 1 nickname, nearby city 2, nearby 2 nickname. So let's just go ahead and hit generate, and let's watch where this takes us. So here we've got Kragus, the grand city of station. We'll put Kragus over here. So let's go down to our relations with neighboring kingdoms. And what we've got was Tagos, the city of kings, Immense, the city of craftsmen, and Shambine, the city of air. Let's take a look at our relations. Relations with Tagos aren't so good. Relations with Immense aren't so good. And Shambine are very strong. So let's go ahead and generate Tagos. Here we get a generator. Let's hit it. And we have generated Tagos, the city of kings. So this comes directly from our first generated story. So they're talking to one another, Tagos, and now I've generated the actual city of Tagos. And when I go down to relations with neighboring kingdoms, let's try and make these match up the best I can. There we go. The first one we generated was Kragus, and here it is, Kragus, the grand city of station. This is the main city you generated. Relations are not so good, and that's what it said. Then let's go ahead and generate Immense. Generate. Here we've got Immense, and let's generate our third city, Shambine. Shambine, the city of air. And let's scroll them down to relations with neighboring kingdoms so that we can see what we're dealing with. All right, so they're all talking to one another. These are all the same cities. These are the 4 cities that are neighboring, and they make sense, and they're talking to one another, and their relations should work with each other. They should make sense. Let's take a look. Shambine, their relation with Immense is as good as it's ever been. So let's take a look at Immense. Shambine, as good as it's ever been. They match all the way across. Relations with Kragus are very strong in Shambine. And if we go over to our original city, Kragus, relations with Shambine are very strong. So it makes sense. So we can use this data from our original generated story to feed into all the other generated stories we want to make based on this. We can use this with the royal family, or the king, the queen, the prince. We can use it with buildings in the main city, or types of trade and how they interact with the other cities, and we can make these things make sense. So that's cross-template referencing, and I'm just dipping my toe into it, but you can see this can be really powerful and really cool to generate, a world for world building. So the other thing is I wanted to show you was dipping into column referencing. So let's go down to religions and gods. Here we have the dominant religion in this city, Kragus, worships Bishaba, the goddess of misfortune. Her symbol is black antlers, her domain is trickery, and her alignment is chaotic evil. Now, I did that. Let's open this back up. I did that by using column referencing, and I'll show you how. Let's go down to religion and gods. There we are. So the first thing I did was I rolled on deities, table deities, and I used the hidden tag. Let's take a look at deities. Here it is. It's a big table, and it contains all the deities and all of their titles and their domains, their symbols, and their alignments. So it's a big table. Obviously, I don't want the results of that spit out here in my story, so I use the hidden tag. But it still kept all the results that I rolled, so I want to see what is in column 1, a comma, and then what's in column 2, so that we can get the dominant religion worships Bishaba, the goddess of misfortune. Then I want to see what's in column 4 of that result, column 3 of that result, and column 5 of that result. So I can get her symbol, her domain, and her alignment, and I can put it in tables. This is something you simply couldn't do with stock story templates, and now you can, and you can make this beautiful finished product of a story that's easy to read and easy to reference. And now at this point, I can take Beshaba and I can throw Beshaba all over the place. I can take that name and I can put it in the buildings, in the religious buildings of the town. I can even move it over to one of those other cities and say that they resent the worship of Beshaba over in Kragas. And so I can make these things relational and really make sense. I can even put it into the NPCs that are generated from these story templates. So it can just branch out from there. So that's column referencing being used as well. And I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of, you know, as I dip my toe into what these new powers are giving us, what I'm doing with them right off the bat. So thank you very much for taking the time to take a peek with me. And as I get deeper into it, maybe I'll make a few more videos. So thanks for watching.